Hello everyone, welcome back to Krita Studios. We had a Ryzen 7 3700X before this, and the maximum heat load it could generate even when we pushed it really hard, it was around 125 watts, which is not nearly enough for big coolers like the Nock 2 NSD15 or the Deepcool AK620 or the Arctic Liquid Freezer 2240. The reason for this upgrade was to get a higher heat load so as to enable us to test even better coolers. And as we saw in our 3 cooler shootout, the Ryzen 950-950X, even with a mild overclock, it can generate around 200 to 210 watts of heat load. And if we push it hard enough, it may go up to 230. 225, 230, it might be able to generate, which is a good benchmark, which is a good heat load in order to test a variety of coolers, really high end ones as well. It is a good heat load to test good coolers, really high end ones as well. So that is the reason why we wanted an upgrade and we went with the Ryzen 950-950X. So those were the sort of pros, and in a previous generation before Alder Lake, you know that 5950X was at the top of the pile, the very best you can get. So that was one of the reasons for getting it. But now that Alder Lake is out, does it still make a lot of sense? Let me explain it. So if you're out there to build a new computer, then going for AM4 may not be a very good idea, because AM5 will be out soon and Alder Lake is already out. So it is better to either wait for AM5 or to go with Alder Lake, because AM4 is an outgoing platform. But if you already have an AM4 platform, if you have a motherboard and a processor and you just want to upgrade, the 5900X or 5950X would make a lot of sense for you, especially now that the prices have come down finally. So we were able to procure this off of Amazon for around 57,000, and then with the card that we have, we got a little discount as well. So the effective price is going to sit around 54.5, which seems like a decent enough investment. And with the kind of performance that the 5950X brings to the table, I think we'll be alright for a year or so, and then we can have a better path to a wholesome upgrade. Now let us talk about that, the wholesome upgrade. Why not Alder Lake? The problem is that the processors are priced alright, they're comparable with the 5000 series. The Z690 boards, and we want to go with Z690 because we are interested in overclocking as well. They are priced a little higher than the top end AM4 boards, but even that is doable. But the prices of DDR5 at the moment, that is exorbitant. Way too much money, way too much money. But the problem is, if you're out there and there is an option, with Alder Lake you can go with DDR4, but that would not make a lot of sense either, because if you take a look at the trend, the price of DDR5 is already going down, and within the next 5 or 6 months, and I hope this happens, the prices will be better than they are right now. But if you decide to go with an Alder Lake processor with a Z690 DDR4 motherboard, the problem is, first of all, the motherboards are limited to mid-range when it comes to DDR4 Z690. That is the first reason. Second, if you build an Alder Lake system with DDR4, it kind of does not make a lot of sense once DDR5 is mainstream, because again, DDR4 will be a dying platform and you'll have to sell your motherboard and your RAM, and mind you, Z690, it does not take any other processor. So you'll be selling a Z690 DDR4 motherboard, and there won't be a lot of takers, I can assure you that, because once DDR5 prices stabilize, Alder Lake would make more sense with DDR5. So going with DDR4, being able to sell it after a while would be a bit difficult. Now 5950X AM4 is an already established platform, and since it does not support DDR5, you can easily sell off the whole system, right? That would make more sense for the buyer as well. But a Z690 DDR4, not so much. So in that sense as well, it would have been very difficult for us to either procure a DDR5 system, because we'd have to go the full Monty and we would not have been able to afford that. And Z690 DDR4, it would have been sort of a bad investment. For now at least. Not for now, I mean it is a bad investment. So that is why we did not go with Alder Lake, although it performs better, it is future proof with DDR5, and it can generate a much higher heat load. So we can even test 420mm radiators like the one that comes from Arctic. So Alder Lake would have made more sense, but at this point we would not have been able to afford it. That is a simple reason. And 5950X made our upgrade path a bit easier. We just had to swap out the processor. So that is the reason why we got it, and we just wanted to get this video out there to let you know about the progress that we're making on this channel and the things we are doing to, you know, I mean, it is a good moment, it's a good processor, the best one we've owned till date. So just, you know, sharing the happiness. More than that, if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, and there's a lot of content coming out now that we have everything sorted with the board. This is one thing I missed. Now, the processor, like I told you in the previous video, our Aorus X570S Pro AX has some power reporting issues with the Ryzen 7 3700X that we had, but when we tested it with the 5950X, there were no issues. So that is also one of the problems resolved for us. So now that the process will be more streamlined and we have more reliable data, we'll be testing a lot more components, so there will be a lot more content coming out, and that is why we'd really like you to subscribe to our channel. And that is it for today. Bye.